I'm in week 7 of marathon training. Training has got really, really hard. It feels like everything's hanging by a thread, but will I survive this next hard week? Let's find out. That's a 6 kilometre recovery run done at 6:03 average pace and an average heart rate of 117. So after yesterday, the legs do feel pretty trashed. So I think this week's all about survival. The rest and recovery yesterday was really poor because I ended up decorating 4 ceilings. I've got more decorating to do today. But this is the crazy and ridiculous thing about marathon training. We've still got to get on with life, and yet we put our bodies through this. Bring on the recovery week next week. Good afternoon. It's Wednesday lunchtime and I'm out on a 14k easy pace run. What am I going to try and do this week then? This week feels like everything is just hanging together by just a thread, so I'm not sure I'm going to be able to achieve everything I'd hoped for this week. But the goal is to get in 88 kilometres if possible this week. You'll have already seen then I started the week with a 6k recovery run. I didn't end up running yesterday. That now leaves me on Wednesday with 5 days left of the week with 82 kilometres. So if possible, I'm going to do a 14k today, 14k tomorrow, a 14k on Friday. Saturday 8k, followed by the big one on Sunday, a 32 kilometre long run with 3 times 5k at marathon pace. Now here's where this week's plan starts to get really challenging. The long run I did on Sunday, I ended up decorating all day afterwards till sort of 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the evening. Monday all day, this time 10, 11 o'clock at night. I did it all again yesterday, this time till about 6:30. So I've been on my feet non-stop for 3 days. The recovery is hugely impacted. I'm really worried this could prevent me from getting to the start line. This is far too much for what I'm used to. Well, that's 14k done, easy paced at a 5:29 per kilometre average pace and an average heart rate of 131. Yeah, the legs are still feeling tired as we're getting into the hard weeks of marathon training. I keep telling myself, although there's still 7 weeks to go, there's only 4 or less than 4 weeks of hard training left now. So we're really into the business end of this training block. Good afternoon. It's Thursday lunchtime, and you know what? The legs are feeling moderately back to normal. And as you might be able to hear in the background of the galloping sounds, I got the Tempo Next Percents on, which can only mean one thing. We're looking to do some sort of session. I'm not going to overdo it today. The plan is to do 3 by 2k at threshold pace, and that'll be off 2 minutes float. Threshold pace today, no faster than 4:05. So I should end up with something like 13, 14 kilometres today, which was the intention. This route I'm doing is slightly downhill on the way out, slightly uphill on the way back. So if I was to do equal 2k times, that would actually represent a progression. Let's see how we get on. This is the end of the 3k warm-up. Let's start the lap button, and we're into our first 2k block. First block done. I've gone and left the auto lap on, haven't I? First kilometre, 4:07. Second kilometre, 4:06. Saw the heart rate get up to 152. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Rep 2. Second block done. 4:10 for the first kilometre, and then 4:04. That was definitely into the wind. Heart rate peaking at 162. Right, 3, 2, 1. Someone wanted to get in the video. Anyway, uphill now, but hopefully wind assisted. Nice. Final block, done and dusted. 4:04 and 4:02 with the heart rate peaking at 164. So really positive. Okay, going to take advantage of this 2-minute recovery, and then we have about 3 or 4k cool down. Great, all done. That was 14.2 kilometers. The workout was 3 by 2k at threshold pace. I managed to hit all the paces nicely. The average pace of the whole run was 4:48, and the average heart rate was 1:41 for the whole thing. So surprisingly low. I don't feel that was a really hard workout, so nice and sensible. Just 2 more easy runs to go this week, followed by the big long run at the end, and then we can recover. I have to say, those threshold intervals has been one of my favourite workouts to do for years, because I always feel you get the best value out of them. You kind of put in not loads, and yet you get great benefits and you recover from them really quickly. Well, good afternoon. You join me on an easy 14k again, but this time we're alongside the Grand Union Canal. Alright, well that is not a 14k, that is more like a 7.5k. I completely misjudged the time. I've got a job to do that I need to be back for. That was 5:19 pace with an average heart rate of 1:36. I will do the remaining 6 and a bit later tonight. Long run day. Well, it's not just any long run day, it's a long run workout day. I'll get into that in a minute. Just to go back to Friday, I did go out in the evening, and that ended up being 8.1 kilometers, 5:23 average pace, and an average heart rate of 1:37. Yesterday, Saturday, I was out all day, but I managed to get in 5.2k at the end of the day at a 5:19 pace. Oops, getting in the way of cyclists. 130 beats per minute. And now we get to today. I'm about 4k into this long run, and I'm about to approach the petrol station where I'm going to pick up some water, hide it in a bush, and then do some laps. Water purchased. There. Let's resume this run. Okay, today's run is 32 kilometers with 3 times 5k at marathon pace. Now, marathon pace has adjusted a little bit. Garmin Race Predictor now has me down this morning as a 3 hours, 13 minutes and 15 seconds. And to achieve that, I would need to run an average pace of 4 minutes 34 seconds per kilometre. I'm going to say marathon pace today is a little bit quicker at 4 minutes 30 on the dot. Today's run is going to look like 13 kilometres easy, then 3 by 5k at marathon pace with a 1k float, skip the last 1k float and do a 2k cool down. It's been a tough week this week, struggled with the recovery. It has taken about 5 days for the legs to feel back to relative normality. It's not clear yet if I've recovered well enough for today's run. I've got the Nike Vaporflies on. They're an old pair. They should help me recover a little bit quicker. They're my go-to race shoe up to the half marathon. Whether I'm good enough or fast enough to take advantage of them, probably not. But they felt good anyway. Time to have a gel. Speaking of gels, I'm going to try out the caffeine gel. So 3 regular gels every half an hour, starting at 45 minutes, followed by the caffeine gel. So at the beep, 5k, trying to average 4:30. Time to knuckle down. That's the first 5k done. Of course, I've got auto lap on at 1 kilometre. I was 2 seconds behind pace at 4 kilometres. That last one was a 4:22, which I must admit felt good. I'm a bit scared of these numbers. That means I was 6 seconds ahead of pace So I averaged 4:29. Come on, let's not overdo it. Same again at the next 5k block. No faster, please. And then we'll see what we got left for the last one. Heart rate crept up to 154, and that was on the last kilometre where I clocked a 4:22. That is the second 5k block done. Could I keep that disciplined, same as the first one? The answer is no. That was 15 seconds too fast, which means the average was 4:27, but it felt really good. It felt comfortable. Heart rate peaking at 158. All right, nearly done with this 1 kilometre float, and then we'll start this last 5 kilometre rep. Done and dusted. That was 25 seconds ahead of pace. I averaged 4:25 for that 5k. Unbelievable. Heart rate peaking at 161, going up a slight hill. That then is 20 big ones, 32 little ones, 32.4 kilometres at an average pace of 5:01. But get this, the average heart rate was 139. Those blocks felt really controlled. Okay, it's only 15 kilometres of work, so I'm trying not to get carried away here, but it's a good sign, isn't it? So the 5k reps were done in 22:26, then 22:15, then it would have been 22:05. Yeah, as you can tell, really happy with that. That's 87.4 kilometres. Not quite the 88 I wanted, but I'll certainly take that. Tanda Race Predictor has me down for a 3:21:54 prediction. The net heart rate efficiency has gone up to 1.382. That's the highest it's ever been. And the Garmin Race Predictor has me down for a 3:13:03 marathon prediction now. Really pleased with how this week has gone. I started off the week in quite a bad place, to be honest. I didn't recover properly, but in terms of training, that's gone really, really well. If you're struggling with training at the moment, just hang in there. If you've enjoyed this week's video, please give it a like, and I'll see you in the next one.